I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. I mean, I believe that. God in the forefront, I think anything is possible if you put your mind to it and you stay consistent and disciplined. Andrew McCutcheon.
Real. Pittsburgh Fire.
Yes.
No.
Oh!
So
you were the coach for the
yes.
Pickles? I would tell them if this is something that you want to do as far as being an athlete, you have to work hard at it and give it everything you got. Always go 100% regardless if you're picking up the field or you're doing drills or you're playing toss. Whatever sport you're playing, you just have to go 100% at it, because even if someone isn't watching you, someone is watching. Regardless if it's a guy above or if it's your teammate to the right of you, someone's always watching you. So always take accountability, and in being a leader, always do it at 100% at a high level. And I'd probably be playing drums somewhere at a high level. Honestly, that's my first love. Everything happens for a reason.
Welcome to the New Dad Order Podcast. My name is Ray. We got Parfait over there.
How's it going, everybody? Ray, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. And I'm really ecstatic because we got a wonderful guest in the studio today.
That we do.
It's a former player of mine, currently working with other kids with agility, baseball drills, agility, and you know what? So much more. And we're going to learn about it today. Welcome to the podcast, Mr. LJ Whitaker.
Thank you for having me today. I'm excited to be here and to discuss some things with you guys. I think you guys have a great thing going, and I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, man, we're really excited to have you here. And obviously, we've been, having some people on lately, and a lot of people who are involved in the community. And you're one of those people that heavily involved in the community and making an imprint at a young age. LJ's 20 years old, and it takes a lot of initiative to start wanting to work with youth, knowing that it's something that you enjoy doing. And honestly, I think it's somewhat of a calling for people to be able to do it. It's a form of teaching and educating and bringing something that isn't always there to people, and it's great. So that was one of the main reasons why we have you on here. We talk a lot of stuff about youth sports. I have a 10-year-old son who plays baseball, and you know what? There's a good chance he might walk through your door one day to go get some training, whether it be speed and agility or to clean up the hole in a swing, whatever it may be. But let's get started. So you grew up here in Ponchatoula?
Yes.
So.
Born and raised. Went to Ponchatoula High. Went all the way through in Ponchatoula school system. So yeah, born and raised. Been here my whole life. I eventually ventured off into other places. So I went to Lafayette. For school for about 3 months.
3 months.
And then I got a little homesick, so I decided that I'm going to bring it back to old Ponchatoula. So, yeah, born and raised.
Well, tell us about home. I know mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
Siblings?
So, I have 2 siblings. I'm the oldest of the 3. I have a middle sister. Her name is Kristen. She's big into cosmetology. She does plenty of great work. She does a lot of local athletes. She does a lot of our athletes that come through the facility. And I also have a younger brother, which is, I would like to say, my starter. He kind of set the tone for me. He helped me realize that this is what I love to do, working with younger kids and see them progress. So, yeah, I have a great set of siblings, and I also have a great set of parents and family around me. I think that everyone around me gave me an opportunity to thrive because of the support that I always get. So yeah, I have great lineage.
We're not with your little brother. How old is he now?
So he is 11. He'll turn 12 the day before Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Is he playing football?
So this year he decided not to. I know that's a little unfortunate for a few people. I know they were looking forward to it, but he decided this year he's going to focus on baseball.
Really?
Yes.
Can I talk to him?
Hey, the floor is yours.
We could use him in Springfield.
That would have to be. We'll
talk about
it.
So with all right, so younger brother, you said that was your motivation to realize that you wanted to start working with kids. So obviously he's receptive to you, right?
Mhm.
So he embraces it. I mean, I have a 10-year-old, and I have to say, like, I'm pretty fortunate. Up to this point, he hasn't tuned me out, right? And you're working with kids that age, but I think it's easier for a younger guy to be able to connect with them on whatever level it may be to gain some focus. But you still have to break through that barrier and gain their focus. So, kid comes to you, right? The super talented kids sometimes are easy to work with, sometimes a pain in the butt. The kid who is so green, sometimes a pleasure to work with, sometimes a pain in the butt. It doesn't matter. It all based on personality, right there, right? What has been the easiest and the most difficult way to connect with the kids to get them something to click? So, what's been the easiest way to do it? What's been the most challenging so far?
So the easiest I would say is just making it fun.
Okay.
Just having good balance because everyone receives things differently. If you're screaming and yelling at them and tell them do this, do this, do this, sometimes it may not click. Sometimes they shut it out. You know, they don't want to receive it at that point. So just keeping it fun and allowing them the opportunity to mess up and also showing them how to do it. I think that's a big part of what I do. I like to actually go out there and sometimes do it with them to show them and give them a blueprint of how it's supposed to be done. But overall, just making it fun and making it enjoyable for them to be out there. But as far as it being hard, I don't really think I don't really think anything has been necessarily hard as far as trying to reach a kid because it's part of it. You have some kids that catch on after the second rep. You have some that catch on after the 357th rep. But you're just going into it with that mindset. Okay, you just have to take time and be patient with wherever they are in their athletic, like wherever they are. So just find that comfortable middle. I think has been the easiest and the hardest. I mean, it's a good balance. It's not
No,
either or.
it makes total sense. I mean, that is the whole thing. It's keeping it fun, and I think the hardest part is as a parent, we we don't want to see our as a parent we don't want to see our kid fail,
Hmm.
right? And so sometimes the not wanting to see them fail leads to unnecessary pressure, and so the voice gets elevated and the emotion gets high, and dads don't always make great coaches up to a certain point, but being able to dial it back and see that, well, bring my kid to lessons, and the guy who's working with him has a smile on his face and connecting with him, but yeah, like you can't force yourself as a parent, you can't force yourself to do that. I'm like, but they need the extra coaching, they need the training, and finding someone that can be a positive on them whenever parents can be, unnecessary pressure. I think is a lot of the things that happen with it. What was so you got into training and coaching, but usually we always have some type of mentor in that aspect.
Mhm.
Who was there a coach that left this major impression on you that this is the way that I want to be able to connect and train with kids? Like you have to have something in your in your mindset that would I want to be like this guy, or I want to take the things from this guy. I want to take the things from that guy. Was there a main mentor? To you about Thursday. Thursday dropped a new flavor, salted caramel. The taste of it is so good. Still the same results that you can get from the strawberry lemonade one as well. I've been using it for the last year. Still waking up at 3:50 in the morning. Body is still recovered, ready to get on the next workout. But give it a shot. Promo code NDOZZZ for a discount at checkout.
A main mentor, honestly and truthfully, I would say my father.
Okay.
My dad, he's not really the athletic guy, but he gives me a lot of good feedback. And I think he's one of the biggest parts of some of my success because of how open and honest he is. Even when it's bad, he'll tell me the truth. And I kind of rely on him for feedback. But as far as coaches that I've kind of picked off of, I think I was blessed enough to go through a lot of good programs. As far as baseball, you have Tribble over at the high school. He left a great impression. A lot of things that he taught and a lot of the ways that he did teach kind of rubbed off on me in the way that I work with my kids. I also did speed and agility training with Giovanni Jacobs. He was really one of the bigger advocates for me, maybe up until early high school, later high school. He really took the time to bring me to and from workouts, work out with me when I didn't want to. He really made a big impression on me whenever I was in the runs for a starting varsity spot coming into my freshman year off of my injury, and he was really dedicated to helping me achieve that goal. So you're always appreciative of people that in that aspect of things. But like I said, I've been in a lot of good programs. My uncle, Coach Palmer, I know he's made a lot of football impressions. The guy sitting right across from me, another great one that I was lucky enough to have at least 1 year with him. So I think you take what you can take from everyone that you've been a part of. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that's kind of the reason why I want to be such an impact on some of these kids, because it's like, if I can show you, or if I can make you do this better, maybe you can do this better for your kids, or for your teammate, or for your family, or for your mom, or for, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So yeah, I definitely think I've been a part of some great programs.
No, that's awesome. We talk a lot about how being a part of a team is just such a big aspect of life in general, and it teaches so many life lessons. And whenever you no longer have that team, which you don't, I mean, you were in high school not that long ago, and you played sports, and there's that brotherhood that goes along with being in the locker room and going through the struggles and the practices that suck and the wins that were great and the losses that stung, and you get away from that, and you try to find that
Mhm.
again. And people have a tough time, especially, I'm going to say it again, dads have a tough time trying to find that thing that allows them to still get some type of competitiveness out, and then they channel it through their kid, and like it's a tough thing. And it's like, whenever you can get involved in coaching and you start to understand the dynamics of what triggers them, what makes them feel success and want to work harder, and it seems like you're able to, being shortly removed from that, key in on what can gain success from those kids, and continue to work with them and help them grow. No, that's an awesome thing, though.
When did you start playing sports out here?
So honest,
Six years old.
so honestly, I couldn't tell you, but I do know that I play some soccer. I can tell you that. I think that might have been my first sport. I started with soccer. I played that for about a year or two, and then I slowly started transitioning into football, or organized football. Obviously you have your older cousins and
Yeah, yeah.
sibling. Well, not siblings for me, but a lot of my older cousins, they would go out there and play in the yard with me. Also, I think that played a huge part in my athleticism as well, because of how hard they were on me and with me. Like for instance, Amarion Walker, that's my cousin. Like imagine being one on one with him, and the athlete he is over at Michigan State, and he's having success. So just being
Yeah.
around guys like that, Jahazel Lee, Georgia Tech commit, he played over there for 4 years. Just people like that you're lucky enough to be around, and not realizing that you're competing is just making you better. So back to your question, I started maybe 6 years old playing soccer, and then I transitioned into football at Pard, and I
Who's your
played.
first coach?
So, my first coach in football was definitely Coach Palmer.
Yeah, I
What
know.
was definitely Coach Palmer? You already know that, Coach. Coach B, you know that.
all the cousins, the nephews, I got another grandkid.
Yeah, they all run
He
through his
is never
program.
leaving. He's never leaving.
Never.
Palmer was your first football coach. So when did you find baseball?
So the way it happened was very ironic. So being the athlete that I was growing up, people seen that, and Coach Jason Hawkins, he actually took the time to reach out to my parents and just pitched the idea to, hey, put me in baseball. So I actually started with rec ball. That was my first deal. And I really didn't know anything about the game. My parents were green to it. They weren't knowledgeable of the game. So I was just going through the motions, just figuring it out, letting athleticism kind of take me over. And I kind of grew a liking to it. And you find friends in the same sport, and it just gives you that extra push to want to play that sport. So I kind of started transitioning to baseball around that 8 or 9 range, working my way through Pard. Had maybe played there. Well, I played a lot, but I would say before I started playing travel ball, maybe about 2 to 3 years of rec ball, and then I started transitioning to travel ball with Coach Jason Hawkins. He started our travel team from our rec league team, and from there it kind of kickstarted everything for me, and that was a really fun group. We made a lot of memories, the athletic A's. after about 3 years, we broke up, but the time that I spent with him really taught me a lot.
Mhm.
Not realizing, you're 11, 10, 12 years old, not realizing the bonds and the information that you're gaining is so important now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, just going through the process. Just going through the process.
Outstanding. So now you're playing baseball, you're playing football. I get you as a 13-year-old, and I'm coaching with Coach Greggs, and we're rocking and rolling. And you're just making kids look stupid. But the thing is that we didn't have enough, because I think that was the year Springfield was just.
Yep.
They had all the stupid talent.
They did.
Yeah,
they were pretty good. They were competitive.
Very good. And then you went on to middle school. I think you played a year over there, and then
middle school. So that's junior high.
Yep. I keep calling it middle school. Junior high. Yeah, right over here.
Yeah.
Then you went to junior high, and then now you're in Ponchatoula.
So actually, I didn't play any sports in junior high. I didn't make any teams.
Really?
I didn't try out for football. I didn't make the track team, and I didn't make the basketball team. So I didn't play competitively.
I don't think you were a basketball player though. Right?
I wasn't.
No, it's just
I was
you
just,
go play. All your friends play, so you go try out for the team.
I wanted to compete.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
I
wanted
get
to
it.
compete.
You did play rec ball though. You did play rec basketball.
I played rec basketball. Yes.
Yeah, that's how I knew you weren't a basketball player.
No, that was fair. I was good on defense.
Which means that you can't shoot.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just depends. No, I can't.
You couldn't shoot. I'm a good defensive player. I got no shot. Yeah.
I'm honestly just joking. I have no idea.
They just called him L because he left a J at home.
So now you're at Ponchatoula, and then I find out something happens to you. Let's talk about that.
So, didn't play any sports at the junior high. I decided to try out for the high school football team, which I made. I made the team, and we worked out for an entire summer. I was kind of getting my groove with everything, not being in competitive football for such a long time. I was kind of getting my groove. And the season rolls around. The season rolls around. It's early. We're
Position.
running. So in the summer,
Okay.
they had me at middle linebacker.
Yeah, that doesn't look like that.
So they had me at middle linebacker because my 40 time wasn't the best.
Okay.
Honestly, it was really bad. My 40 time in junior high was about a 5'3".
Okay.
So it was about a 5'3", and my size is, they're trying to find a spot. So they put me at middle linebacker, and so yeah, I practiced there all summer, and then come season time rolls around. My uncle, being the guy he is, he was kind of a voice for me that I could play a secondary position. So they stuck me at running back for a play or two, and then that's when they decided that's where he's supposed to be. And from there, it just kind of became my spot. Now,
because
and why
there's
is that?
40 fast and then there's football fast. I guess you were
exactly.
football fast.
I was football fast. I could
I
read.
don't think it was. I think it was that. I think his shiftiness.
Yeah.
He's so shifty, and he makes people miss.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's a skill.
And I think, and then again, I have to tip my hat to my parents, because I think a lot of that anticipation, a lot of that quick twitch was because of me playing instruments, drums, because everything has to work individually. So, you have to anticipate, like in music, you have to anticipate where to hit the cymbal, where to hit the snare. For me, as I'm a drummer, you kind of anticipate, okay, if I make this move, then this is going to create this, and I'm going to go this way. So I think like all of the stuff that I've been throughout my athletic and my my music career kind of, started to do this a little bit, started to intertwine. So I think that's part of the reason why I had a bit of an edge.
That's a really interesting point. And I think that actually makes sense, like as you're saying it, that music is something that you have to perform while thinking about the next 3 or 4 things that you have to do. But you still have to execute in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to tune out what you're actually doing to prepare for the next movement. Yeah, that would make total sense whenever you're in a backfield and you see everything happening, and it's like, I already know that this is supposed to happen, so I have to think about what's going to happen after that.
You know what? That is interesting. I was a percussionist myself. Now, I think you're talking about you were a trap set.
Yeah, I was
drummer.
maybe 9, 10.
I was a percussionist. But
Yeah.
me, I'm playing the timpanis. I'm playing
See,
the
I'm full set.
xylophones.
Full
You're
set.
playing a whole
The
trap
full
set.
set.
Yeah. So there's a big difference, and that's definitely, bass drum. You gotta have the bass drum going with it. Yeah. Absolutely. That's pretty awesome, man. I did not know that. Wow, that's pretty awesome.
All right. So they got you at running back, and then you were alluding to something.
Coach Michael was there, right?
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
Was he our offensive? I don't
offensive
remember.
line.
He was our offensive line coach. Yes, he was. And man, he was. That's a good dude. Good dude. But yeah, fast forward. We had practice. This was our first day of pads. We're preparing to play our first game, and I'm back there. I'm excited. I'm amped up. I'm running through the hole, and I make a move, try to make a guy miss, which I did. I made him miss, and he kind of reached his arm out and kind of, tapped the top of my head with his forearm. But it kind of spun me around. I didn't think too much about it. Had a light daze, like any contact to the head. You get a little dizzy. But I didn't think much of it. So I continued to practice how I practiced. But over time, I started to notice, man, I'm having a consistent headache, and it's not getting any better. So I went to maybe 3 or 4 different doctors. Yeah, I went to maybe about 3 or 4 different doctors to try and figure out what's causing this headache. And they continued to say, it's just a concussion. It's just a concussion. I went through maybe 2 or 3 different concussion protocols. They cleared me, and then I go back because my head wasn't feeling right. And then they'll put me on weight again, then they'll clear me. So it was a lot of back and forth, and just thinking, maybe I'm overreacting a little bit. So I even continued to practice when I could. When I'd get cleared, I played one last game. Played one last game before I made my final run to the. Well, I was cleared in this time span, but I got cleared. I played one game against Fountain Blue. Then after that, I was like, I can't bear it anymore. Something isn't right. So right after that, my parents took me to Children's Hospital in New Orleans, and they really did a phenomenal job. They took me in, and they knew off the bat that something wasn't right. And my doctor, I never forget, African guy, like very knowledgeable about what he was talking about, and he came to the rescue. I can't remember his name off of the top, but I'll never forget his accent. But yeah, they came in, and the nurse seen me, and he came in. He was like, "Man, if you guys wouldn't have came in tonight, like there was a possibility that maybe tomorrow you wouldn't have woken up." And that was kind of the wow, like something really was wrong. And it ended up being that my brain had shifted to the left side of my head because of the overflow of blood. So I had a cyst on my brain that had bursted and pushed my brain to the side. So so after my parents found out about that, I had to end up going through multiple surgeries, going to and from the hospital. I actually got cleared from the hospital maybe about 2 times, and I had to go back after each time to go get my head back cut open. So it was a process, but my family, everyone around me, like they were very supportive. Everyone was there when I needed them to be. I got a little fat. They was always overfeeding me. Honestly and truthfully, there was no concern. It was just something in my head. I would even say it was the Lord talking to me, saying like everything's gonna be okay, because everyone around me was freaking out.
Yeah, I mean,
And I was just like, it's gonna be fine. You know what I mean? I really believe that in my heart.
I can tell you this, and you'll experience this one day. There is nothing more helpless than seeing your child hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And your parents and your family and everybody, that supportive community around you. It is something that I'm telling you this right now, and I hope this sticks into your head, because the first time your kid gets sick, the first time they don't make a team, all that stuff that you have zero control over, it's going to hurt you because you're so helpless in that situation. All you want to do is just make them feel, you want to make them feel good, and that's what it is. Like you said, they got you fat. They were like, whatever, food makes us happy. We're in Louisiana. That's what we do, like we eat, we cook good meals,
Actually, to top that off, so I was in the hospital for Thanksgiving. So my grandmother makes this fantastic sweet potato pie, and I think I maybe had 20 pieces while I was so just little stuff like that. It made it easier to be in the position that I was. You know what I mean?
Your family's got to be thankful too, because if you had a positive mindset and you weren't someone sitting there feeling sorry for yourself, that carries a lot of weight. and honestly, I think that even translates into what you're doing nowadays too, because it would have been really easy for a teenager to just fall into the poor me thing and let everybody just cater to them and not have this positive attitude. You were raised the right way. You had a positive attitude. It translates into you working with kids. And you said it earlier. The biggest thing is making it fun, a positivity, man. And it comes off of you. It comes off of you from the second you walked in the door to right now. And just that positive energy is just, it's a fun thing to be around. So,
it is.
And
I enjoy it. I think I get that from both of you. So, it's good to be in a room with you guys.
So, no, man, I'm glad you're here. So, all right. So you find out that, you could have maybe not woken up the next morning. Thankfully, thank God that you did. And then, so football career was obviously, it was put on the shelf from that point on, or did you come back and play football again?
So honestly and truthfully, I was trying to figure out every way possible to end up back on the football field. I was bribing, shaking, ducking, moving, trying to figure out a way. But after some consideration and talking it over with my family, I don't think it was a risk that was worth taking.
No.
So that gave me an opportunity to branch off and make me a better person, because that time span that I wasn't able to play football, I ended up being on a swim team and doing that for a season, and learned a lot about myself, learned a lot about a lot of things. So I took the time I was on the swim team for Point Two, and I was also on the track team for a short period of time before I continued with baseball.
So you went into individual sports, which that develops some mental fortitude right there. Whenever in the water, you're asking me about running, and that's a hobby of mine. How do you get through running like 2 hours? I get bored. You got to live in your own head whenever you're running, and no different than I'd imagine being in the pool whenever you're swimming laps after laps and training right there. It's not like you can have conversations while you're underwater. Mm-hmm. And so, that'll callous the brain right there to just stay focused on, doing what you have to do as as you're trying to swim. That's not a skill I operate. Ray, you a swimmer?
I am.
You are?
Really?
I'm like a dolphin in the water, bro.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So have you ever swim at...
Really? See, everybody does that to me.
Have you ever swim at Z-Mary? At the public pool? At the community pool?
I don't swim in public pools.
Really? Only at you have a pool?
No.
So where do you swim?
I'll swim at... I'll swim at... it's not really... I guess it's a public pool. But I'll swim at the fit.
At the health club. Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right.
I'll swim there.
I see.
But I'm like a dolphin in the water.
Really?
My wife doesn't believe me. You don't believe me.
I have to.
I will crush you.
This is usually where he drops the. I got D1 blood in me, bro. That's usually where he hits me with that.
So you think you would beat me in a freestyle race?
Yes.
Off the diving board or in the water?
No, we'll start in the water and we'll go.
I got a waterproof GoPro. We can make this happen.
And we'll go.
Dude, that would be hilarious.
That would be great. I would not mind seeing that.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah,
we're
gonna have to set that up.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
You can come over to the house and just jump in and we can race.
Oh, you got to pull the house?
Yeah.
Oh,
40 feet.
Let's get it.
Let's do it.
Let's get it.
5.5 feet. So there's no excuses.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, no, swimming's not a skill. I mean, I can.
I've been swimming longer than you've been alive.
Really?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like swimming to be good at swimming, or swimming just to say
no, swimming to be
like swimming laps and stuff.
Really?
Yes. When I was 8 years old, I was thrown in the water for basics, and they're like, "Oh no, you're going to advanced classes."
Oh, so you do this, dude?
Oh no, I'm not. I'm not competitive. I wasn't like on the swim team.
Right, but you can swim.
But I beat swim team guys. Yeah, because they suck.
See, you would have probably beat me because I was one of those guys on the swim team. They were like, I get on the board and they're looking over and they laugh a little bit because I'm gonna be trailing, but I enjoyed it. It was fun. Yeah,
something different,
something to compete at.
Yeah, I mean, you were on the. I mean, you could have given me, hey, guess 5 sports I played. I would swimming wouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
What about golf? You played golf?
I would have.
No.
I would have said golf before. Or I'd have said tennis too, just because of the fact that we do have a lot of public tennis courts out here in the area, and so I mean, like, why not? Hey, let's go play tennis.
Pickleball.
Just for fun.
Oh, pickleball. Man,
you like
not to brag on myself. Not to brag on myself. I'm the real deal at pickleball.
I can believe that.
I love pickleball.
With that baseball background,
exactly. It's so much like baseball, but it gives you the opportunity to get a little cardio in, but still be competitive. And not do too much, but do just enough.
Yeah.
I like pickle. I
No,
like pickle.
Yeah,
I used to play a lot. So like I'm a 5 a.m. I go to gym at 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, then we had a group and we started playing pickleball at 4:30 in the morning. And so whenever we do that,
4:30 in the morning, you playing pickleball. See, I wasn't there yet.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. You should, but it becomes one of those where I can't. My dude plays every sport. Like, I mean, we play soccer, we play baseball. We're playing flag football. He plays basketball. He's super involved in everything. So we've got some kind of practice at all times. So for me to say, hey, I'm going to play pickleball this evening, it's just not in the cards. So before we would work out, we'd play pickleball.
Good.
And then so now we still got a group.
What kind of paddle do you?
Oh, a Jola.
You have a YOLO?
Yeah.
What?
That's
Yeah.
a good. That's a good.
Yeah,
paddle.
I mean, well, and that was the whole thing. I stopped playing as much as what we were because I was like, I'm about to start buying a Selkirk. I was about to get the new Selkirk one, and then
stick.
yeah,
Oh, yes.
and then so that's what a lot of guys that we play with. That's a few of them picked
Because you
those
play
up.
at North Cypress.
Yeah,
a lot of those guys at Cypress play at Par. That's where I play often. There was one point in time, maybe around New Year's, I was going back and forth to this new spot in Baton Rouge, Stacks.
Yeah.
Oh,
I played
man.
it. We played a tournament out there at Stacks.
Oh, you
before.
play pickle tournaments?
I played like 2.
Do you know Mike?
Mike, I know that name. Mike, do you know Dom?
Yeah, I know Dom.
Okay, so Dom's part
of Dom and Mike and Neil and all those guys.
Is really ridiculous.
So Dom's part of the 4 a.m. pickleball.
Do you know why? Do you know
Really?
why this is ridiculous?
Why
you know
is it ridiculous?
Because the guys that were 60+ years old were playing pickleball. But what is pickleball? When you were basically a 6-year-old at Pard.
I know.
And they if you came and messed with their pickleball Sunday,
oh yeah,
they were getting pissed off. And now it's so popular. That's why I say it's ridiculous. And you guys are talking.
Well, yeah, but it is something that happens here.
It's
I mean,
amazing.
right there at Ponchatoula, at the Pard Rec or gym or whatever, they run it on the weekends.
Over in Walker, they got that new indoor facility.
Yeah, like
Pickleball
Kingdom or something.
Pickleball
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. A lot of the guys go play there on Sundays as well.
And then out in Carter, they got the pickleball ports in Carter.
I've never been out.
And they have a lot of people that play out
the
there.
One, Jason?
Yeah. It's I haven't gone to play out there, but I know like Dom and them and a couple other friends and stuff. They go play out there.
Some pickle.
It's
good
We're
night.
gonna have to do that.
Yeah, I'll dust off the paddle and stuff.
Yeah, and if you don't want it anymore, have a good place to store it.
Yeah.
Hey, so LJ, give us your resume. What are you into? What are you doing now?
Oh, so right now my biggest thing is coaching. So pretty much Monday through Friday right now, I've been in between my speed and agility camps and also my baseball camps. This past week I had a 4-day baseball camp with 10 through 12 ages. It was a good time, really good group, a lot of competitiveness, a lot of great work. It gave us an opportunity to kind of create some bonds with some of the guys that might have not known each other, that are on the same level, and just started early. Why not get some guys together that could potentially be on the same high school squad and get them grooving. You don't have to be on the same travel team to create a bond, and that's the biggest thing with sports, just creating the bonds along the way. But besides the baseball camp, I've been doing speed and agility camps, and that's been kind of filling up my week. So on Mondays and Wednesdays now, I'm doing the 13 and up group. So I've just started working with those guys maybe about a weekend, and I've been having some fun with that, being able to be with some older guys that kind of
How many kids in a group do you work with typically?
So I like to go no more than 15 per group.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Just because.
What's the ideal number for you?
So ideal 10 to 12, about a baseball team size. But 15, I still have no problem with. It's just, you don't want to go more than that as one person. But yeah, so in my 10 through 12 group right now for my 4-week camp, I have right at 15 now.
Okay.
So I have that going, and I also have a 7 through 9 after the 10 through 12.
So when is that one going to be?
So this is how my speed and agility camps work. So on Mondays and Wednesdays right now, I'm doing my 13s. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm doing my 7 through 12.
Okay.
And those 7 through 12, or back to back. So I have a 15-minute break in between the two sessions, just so you can uh, reset drills, get a sip of water, go to the restroom, do that type of stuff.
So what's the main point of emphasis? Give us actually, you know what? I'm curious. You know why? Because my little dude's 10, and there's a high chance that he loves it. He loves all the speed and agility stuff. He loves doing CrossFit with me. He loves running races and all that stuff. Active kid, plays all the sports, everything else. There's a chance you might see him walk through your door. If I was like, hey, LJ, I want to sign Luke up for speed and agility camp. Give me just a one day, middle, like, like the fifth session, whatever. What's it look like whenever from the time we drop them off to the time we pick them up? What's their day consist of?
For starters, if you drop them off, we'll set the tone with some music. And being that it's his first day, always like to start my guys with some basic running fundamentals. So I'll put them on the wall, and we'll do time. Most time we're on the 20-second increment, and we'll do wall runs. So we'll put our hands on the wall, and we'll really focus on the knee drive, our toe up. Because a lot of guys now, they like to recover with their toe facing down to the ground. Obviously that's not a good way to run. So just focus on the toe up and getting that knee drive kind of emphasized. Right. Focus on the movement. And I like to.
Dude, that wall. Have you ever done that? I mean, I'm sure you have, right?
I haven't.
Hands on the wall, driving the knees in. 20. You're saying like 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off type thing. Whatever.
Correct.
Quads start burning, everything starts burning, and you're wondering you're not even moving, the walls aren't going anywhere either.
It's a newer thing that I'm seeing.
Yeah, just to get that push through the ground, the knee up through, just to drive and bounce almost.
One thing I like to tell the guys is to imagine if you were trying to push over the wall. That keeps them on their toes, because obviously you can't push over something on your feet, on the bottom of your feet. So they kind of get the idea after 1 or 2 rounds, and it gets the blood pumping, it gets the mechanics moving. So yeah, that's one of the more basic things that we do to start it off.
Mm-hmm.
I like to superset that with a nice wall sit as well. Kind of get that mental side of being an athlete out the way. And most time I pair that with a team exercise. So we'll start with a med ball, and we'll make the med ball go from one end and back, and that'll be considered one. I'll make them, depending on the age group, we'll do that 5 to 6 times. And sometimes in between, I may pick a guy to hold the ball, just to kind of add that extra emphasis on, you have to be a teammate. These guys are waiting to get off the wall because of you. Like, hold your own, and we're going to get through this. So just little stuff like that.
So you have various drills like that for about an hour?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, that's outstanding, man.
Yeah.
That's outstanding. So speed and agility, getting paid for these things, correct? Your camps, getting paid for this. Mm-hmm. But you're volunteering baseball-wise. Or
what perspective?
I don't know.
So
your teams.
My first year, I coached baseball. Coach Blake. Do you know how to pronounce his last name? I get mixed up sometimes. Blake Fabre. His son is Ace. He just had the big Ace Strong Foundation.
I know.
I don't know how they say.
I know who you talk. Yeah, I know.
I get mixed up with it too.
Fabre.
Like in home, it's fine.
His son's going through something.
Yes, he is. Mm-hmm. So actually, he gave me my first official opportunity to coach a team. He reached out to me. He was. I take that back. Not my first official opportunity. They had people wanted me to come do some stuff with a few teams that they had going. But this was the first opportunity I really took because of my schedule being a little bit more available. So I work with the kids at the rec park. This was my first year. Reese was actually a part of the team, which is and my cousin Zion Lockhart. He was also a part of the team, and Blake's son, Zane. And I had a couple guys on the team that I had already knew previously. So I just fit right in, and it made me feel no different. I felt like I could have a voice and, put my input and my knowledge into these kids. And from there, it was really up for as far as a coaching perspective. Going forward, chose to take on a travel team. My first year hosting, my first year having a travel team, or being a head coach in general, because with Coach Blake, I was an assistant, so I still didn't have that weight or that pressure of being a head coach yet. But I really took the leap of faith in being the head coach of my now 12-year-old team on last season. And that kind of took the icing on the cake from my previous rec season because of how much fun and how much improvement some of the rec kids were seeing. So I think everything happened the way it was supposed to. I enjoy working with my Stitches group. I think it was meant to happen the way it happened. And Coach Pugh calling me when he did and reaching out and giving me the opportunity with his organization.
Yeah,
But
and if people aren't familiar, the Stitches organization, Steve Pugh,
mhm.
he started it. They've got teams. They've got the same group of kids that started whenever they're like 7 or 8 years old, and they played all the way up through 13, and then
Like
they're
the Yankees or
recycled.
something like that.
Similar in nature,
Yeah.
not quite as big, and they haven't had consistency of the teams throughout the age groups, but there are a lot of teams, and the name is there, the brand is there. People know the Stitches from Ponchatoula, and a lot of teams, a lot of success, through that area. Yeah, my little boy we play with the Hammond Yankees, and then but you used to umpire too
Yes. I umpired a lot of baseball in my day.
with OTC,
OTC, and I'm also a
and
third year official with LJ.
and you would do some coach pitch games.
Yes, I would.
And
I did. Though that's when I was
And-
first starting off.
You used to umpire so many of our Hammond Yankees
I did.
7U teams
I did.
games, and it was you, and I don't know if it was one of your best friends or not, but
Trip, David Sims, yes.
y'all might have been the best two umpires that we ever dealt with. And in fact, the guys that I still coach with today, and one of my best friends in the area, we were talking, and I told him who was coming on. He was like, he umpired OTC. That kid was awesome at an umpire. Like, we enjoyed having, when we saw y'all always had something to say. Y'all were positive for the boys. Like, dude, I'm serious. Like, it was crazy because the boys would get excited whenever they saw y'all as umpires for the game. They'd dap them up in there, tell them good play. There were a couple times whenever y'all would see us come, and obviously you're calling these games every weekend. There's a million teams that come, but whenever you see it, you're like, oh, we're about to have a good game here. Because they knew that it was like, oh, these are two really good teams that are about to play, and sometimes we play. Travel ball could be crazy. You could have a football score. You have a 17-13 game.
Yes.
And then sometimes you get two really good teams, and we had a really good team, and you ended up with a 2-1 game in a travel baseball, and you play 6 innings in 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And we were one of those teams that used to put together some of those games. We played against other good teams, and it was just good baseball, and you guys would get so pumped up.
Yes.
Like cheering for every single play that every single kid made, and I'm like, this is the right kind of vibe out here. So, no, those guys are lucky to have you. I remember you from that. It didn't even click right away. And then all of a sudden, whenever I told someone your name, they were like, yeah, he was one of the best umpires we had out there when we were playing.
We definitely had fun with it. I think that was one of the best things about umpiring with Trip is because we've been friends for so long. So, it was never any miscommunication. You had some times where you hiccup, but everything was fun.
Life, yeah.
Everything was fun. We'll go out there, maybe not punch out how you're supposed to punch out, but might add a little delay and make it fun that's what that's what we like to do, make it fun and make it enjoyable for you to be out there, because boring is, who wants to do boring, like everybody wants to do fun.
So getting into travel ball and being an umpire, especially in the travel ball scene, you see a lot of jackasses, that are standing in those dugouts, and a lot of ego coaching that goes on. And sometimes it's really hard to watch, at every age group, whether it be 7U, 12U, 13, it does not matter. Those guys exist. And sometimes you have the good coaches and you're like, man, I like the way this guy coaches his team, and then you watch and you're like, I will never, ever act like that as a coach, and that's a tough thing. So that leap of faith right there of you going into coaching, knowing what could happen with the headaches of the travel, of the parents on the other side of the fence. Any nerves about getting involved with any of that stuff? I mean,
no. I've been, like I say, I guess I'm just one of the lucky ones, but I have a good group of parents.
It's fortunate.
It makes it easy.
It really does.
You don't have to worry about everything.
I feel like
else.
your aura. There's something about your aura as well, because I don't ever remember seeing you not smile. Right? I think that's your father too. Your father's always smiling as well.
Yeah.
Mom? Every now and then, I don't see it, but but
we got to have a balance somewhere.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? But I don't think your little brother smiles as much either.
My brother's a lot more reserved than I am.
Yeah, I think,
but he has it. Like, once you get to talk to him a little bit, he opens up. But in the beginning, he's a lot more reserved. He listens. Like, he listens and he observes. That's his thing, But
That's a good quality, though.
Yeah,
That's a good
he's
quality.
very smart.
That's awesome.
So this season, right? So teams are formed. It's late summer. This is like the travel ball, transfer portal season, basically, when everybody's, kids are leaving and you do that. Well, being with an established team makes it a little bit better. What are your thoughts on the emphasis of fall ball, right? And I ask that because you're a kid that, as a kid, you played travel ball, and now you are coaching kids travel ball, and there is a lot of baseball played, but you played multiple sports growing up. You swam. I mean, playing multiple sports, doing something like that is such a big thing where everybody says you should play all these sports, you play all these sports. But what are your thoughts on the emphasis on the fall ball seasons?
Fall ball from a travel ball perspective or from a rec ball perspective?
For travel ball, because essentially that's that's the big dynamic. Let's go with the ones through the diehards where kids are playing overused and abused, and you don't have the best common sense, but you have to find the right groove. But
so my opinion on fall ball, I think it's great.
Okay.
I love it. I think it gives for newer teams like I had last year, it gave us an opportunity to kind of see what we needed to work on, where we needed to make adjustments, because there were some things I wouldn't have known unless we played some of those games
Very true.
during the fall. I think it was good. I wouldn't say anything bad about fall ball. Now you do have the teams that overdo it. Maybe they've been established for 4 or 5 years. Maybe you don't need to play 6 tournaments in the fall. You could play 2 and save them for the spring and play 2 extra tournaments in the spring. But as far as fall ball topic, I think it's good for teams that still need to figure some things out.
I agree. That was my thought too, where these teams that are established, 2 tournaments, knock the dust off, let the boys get out there, do some stuff. Maybe a 3rd tournament if one of them was like a one and done on a Sunday type thing. You're like, we need to play again, and just to have something, not necessarily worry about success, just kind of see where you're at and keep the rust from forming.
Well, I feel like fall ball, talk about fall baseball.
Yeah.
Hey, you're now intruding on the real sport of football.
I agree.
You're stepping on the heels of what kids should be playing at this time. Okay, this baseball thing, you're trying to make it a year-round thing, just because the NFL has done that.
Yeah, no joke.
The NFL has done that. Has created a year-round sporting event for all of us. Doesn't mean that you can walk in as a travel team and say, you know what, we're gonna step on the toes of rec fall ball. No, it's not fair. I don't think it's right. It's BS.
So let me come.
Coming from a football guy,
right? Exactly. Now,
because I got kids love baseball. Well, coach, I got fall ball practice. What? That's the problem we run into at times, and I don't like it. But I get it. But I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of sports have evolved. I mean, soccer is all year round. So my son plays competitive soccer too. So we play travel soccer as well. And it was a situation where I was just going to be very hard nosed with it. And in the fall, like we're not gonna miss a soccer practice. We're not gonna miss a soccer game. It doesn't matter. I mean, we have 10 kids on the baseball team, and I'm like, hey, look, we have soccer this weekend. If the coach was to schedule something and like don't add, if it works out because the soccer schedule doesn't, but I'm like, soccer is the main priority. We will not miss soccer at all in the fall. And then as soon as the calendar turns and the fall and soccer season is over, it's like, all right, it's baseball. Like that's our jam now. It's baseball, and we will not miss baseball for soccer. And if the coaches have a problem with that, I'm like, man, he's 10. Like what do we do? Like we're just trying to get him to play sports and love sports.
That's how it should be.
And hopefully play high school ball if that's something that he wants to do.
Play multiple sports, just like you're saying, soccer, fall, spring, baseball.
Yeah, and he'll have a chance to make his school basketball team at St. Joe's this year. Yeah. And then,
those coaches that say, no, you got to play fall ball. I don't agree with that.
So what do you think you should do for the fall to prepare for the spring? Do you just practice, or you just go no baseball until spring?
No baseball till spring.
No, you can't not touch a ball.
That's rough.
Yeah, you can't not touch a ball.
Do that.
That's like saying,
why can't you do that? Why can't you do that?
That's like saying not taking the summer to prepare for football.
No, that's not the same.
It is the same
because you're not actually playing in the summer.
But you're conditioning in the summer.
Exactly.
So you're saying you can't do anything in baseball?
Not if you're involved in a sport.
Now,
If you're involved in the sport, you're already competing. You're already doing those things. You're fatiguing your body already doing a sport. Now, if you're just like a summer
Mhm.
and you're just getting ready for it, then yeah, you could do whatever you need to do.
we still
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm. I see what you're
If
saying.
if you want to take
I don't.
if you no, hold on.
But
If
how
you
I think it
hold on,
comes
hold on,
down
hold
to
on.
how
If
good you
you-
want to be.
if you as an athlete that you want to play another sport and you have that extra time and you want to go do something, go do something. Go work on your skills,
Mhm.
right? As they say, go work on it. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with a coach saying, "Well, if you don't play, then you can't play in the spring."
Yeah,
That's not cool.
That's not
cool.
okay.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's basically
I thought you were
cutting off
saying
any
like
other
make a choice to not put in work. No, because
No,
like I
no,
said,
no.
like we don't
right.
we don't miss soccer practice. Like if soccer practice and baseball practice falls on the same days in the fall, we're not going to miss soccer practice. Like we're going to be at soccer practice, we're going to be at the soccer games. What that means is that he and I have our, if soccer's Tuesday, Thursday, and baseball is Tuesday, Thursday, then Wednesday we're going to do something. We got a pitching mound right here in the backyard.
That's what
We're
I'm
going to
saying.
throw a light pin right here. Fridays we go for. I mean, this is our Friday routine, like forever. Pick them up from school. We go get ice cream. We head to the cages. We do fielding. We do hitting, and then we do just some basic fundamental work on glove work for fielding. Like that is maybe a little pitching, something like that.
But
some
that's
flat work.
what you want to do to
But-
get better.
yeah.
I'm good with that. I just don't like when a coach says, "Well, if you don't
Yeah,
do
the coach
this,
ultimatum, I think, is the biggest thing. I think that's what you're hitting at right
That's
now,
what I was
right?
talking
Yeah, the coach ultimatum is definitely.
because those kids like I want to play ball in the spring.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So if I do this, what do I do, coach?
True. Now you're making me make a choice that I don't want to make.
Exactly. That you shouldn't have to make.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah.
True. I agree. I see what you're saying from that aspect. I agree.
I'm not saying don't work.
Don't work at
baseball.
all.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, yeah.
That's
That's
Yeah,
when
I
at first
see.
it came out, and I was like,
my bad if it came out
I
that
see
way.
what you're
yeah,
saying.
absolutely. No, definitely not.
You
where
always
at.
got to work.
You
on your
always have
skill
to
set.
work on something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
absolutely.
mean that's like saying, if you're a basketball player, it may not be basketball season, but if you're not getting up shots during the day, then
You got to shoot
you
free
end up not
throws.
You
all
gotta
the
shoot
time.
your free throws,
Yeah.
100 shots
So-
a day.
Look, so you're a
100
young
makes a day,
Yeah.
not shots.
100.
makes.
See?
Makes.
Yeah.
You see, that's why I
So-
wasn't a shooter.
I shot it 100 times. You made 12.
So you've worked with a lot of young athletes. What's the biggest difference between kids today and kids 10 years ago?
Ooh, cell phones and the screen time has a big, 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 big impact on these guys that want to be athletes. Because some of them, you ask them, man, what have you done today? And they've been playing the video games or they haven't even touched grass in 18 hours. Me when I was growing up, being 9, 10, or however old I was, I'm finding a way to play some basketball. I'm finding a way to go outside and play football. Find a way to throw a ball. That's one thing I can also, kind of tip my hat to my parents again. During the summer, we always had some type of sports games or competing going on. We would get a group of kids and go, maybe play some softball or some baseball at Pard, and just get some fun reps, but ultimately that's making you a better player because you're doing it or you're doing something. It might have not been right the entire
No, but it didn't
entire
matter.
time,
It was,
but you're doing
it was
something.
activity. Yeah, it was a
And-
figure it out thing.
And it gives you an edge. It gives you an edge because a lot of people aren't doing that, especially now. So the ones that are doing something versus the ones that aren't doing anything and the ones that are doing a lot on the off season, you can really tell and you can pick them out early and be, okay, this guy wants to do this. He wants to be here. He's made his decision that he wants to compete and he's bought into whatever he's trying to accomplish.
Yeah, like you see a kid come back 2 months later, they've been hitting those hot Cheetos, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Or they
And
haven't been doing
PlayStation.
anything.
Oh, you
And I
see
think
it.
and I think sometimes parents
You
I
can see
think
it.
sometimes parents can maybe push their kids a little bit harder with that because kids are absorbing of their environment, and if no one's telling them, hey, you got to do your 20 push-ups every night, or telling you, at least putting it in your ear, you're not gonna do it because that's hard. Like who's gonna do the hard on their own at such a young age? You have to be different. That's when you get people like Bo Jackson, Michael Jordan. Like that's when you get those guys that do it on their own without anyone having to tell them. But I think the phones is definitely causing some declining in our athletes, even locally, because you talk to them and they're they're level 152 in NBA 2K26, but they can't shoot a ball and hit the rim. You know what I mean?
No, that's it. Yeah, the distraction isn't activity. The distraction is brain rot. Like
It
that's all
is.
it is.
Literally, it's
Yeah.
brain rot. It's
Yeah.
brain rot. That's a perfect word for it. It's brain rot.
Yeah.
And I think we're all guilty of it.
Oh no, 100%. But there's a level of decompression with it, and then there's a level of no motivation to do anything. And I think like that's the finding the balance, and having programs like you have in this area of putting up a summer camp. It's like, you know what, even if it is an hour, and he said something, who's going to choose the hard? Well, you know what, there's a rule, like do something hard every day. And that's what that is one of my things. I am going to do something hard every single day. That has been something that I've done for a long time, and I'm never going to change that.
So what's your hard thing?
I wake up at 3:50 in the morning and I go to the gym.
That is very hard.
And it's
sometimes this podcast goes past 10 o'clock.
Yeah, and then we're here, but it's like the alarm is going.
Wake up.
The alarm goes off. I'm getting out of bed and I'm going to the gym. And I'm going to do our CrossFit workout. And sometimes it sucks and it's really hard. It doesn't matter. Like
sometimes you feel really good and you're like, man.
I'm never pissed off that I worked out.
Yeah.
Like plain and simple. Like no one's ever mad that they got to work out in. You may not want to do it, but no one's ever mad that they did it.
Right. After it's done. So
Exactly.
about how far of a drive is that for you? That's the hard part.
4.5 miles.
So how long in time?
10 minutes.
10 minutes?
10 minutes, I'm there.
Music or podcast on the way or silence?
You know what? It really depends on how I get in the car and what mood I'm in. Sometimes it's a podcast. Sometimes it's music. Sometimes it's talking to God.
Facts. Because you that's the best time to do it. Early in the morning when everyone is sleeping.
Driving down Range Road.
Yeah.
Cruise control set.
You can
ain't trying to get popped off by Ponchatoula police while I'm going through downtown.
So to go along with what he's talking about, everybody wants speed. Everybody wants power. Very few people want discipline. So how are you teaching discipline to these kids?
By showing up. Discipline is one of those things that I can tell you and I can even show you sometimes. But at the end of the day, if someone has to push you to come and you don't show up, there's only so much I can do. You know what I mean? You can have discipline by showing up even when you don't want to, having discipline, going home and doing what I've asked of you. Because most times after we finish a workout, I tell the guys, okay, look, get something good in your system, go to bed, drink your water, do all the things that makes the stuff that we're doing now pay off.
Right.
Because if you go home and you eat 4 bags of hot chips and
you just done did all the work you did
at 1 o'clock in the morning, this is kind of pointless. You know what I mean? Where's your discipline on your end? But no one's perfect.
No, I mean, and that's it. And you have flaw. I mean, Ray's one. Ray texts me at 9:45. I respond at 4 a.m.
So you're sleep out. You're out early.
I'm at least trying to disconnect from the phone.
I understand.
And so like 10, I'm trying to be in bed at 10.
Okay, that's good. See, and I think that's my problem. After you've had a long day of work or a long day of activities, and you finally get some time to decompress, just getting in bed, and you end up watching a 2-hour-long Netflix movie, and it's 11 o'clock, and you have to wake up at 4, 5, 6 o'clock, and then now you're oversleeping because you wanted to finish the show. Disconnected from that phone is big.
So we talk a lot about faith.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe not a lot.
No, it comes
we
up
are
in
faith-based.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We're faith-based on this show. Has your faith influenced the way you're coaching?
Absolutely, because I think part of the reason why I am coaching is because of faith. I feel like this is my purpose. And I feel like everyone has a purpose. And the people around me and my family has kind of helped push me in my purpose. And they say if you're having fun doing what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. So that's kind of how I feel. It doesn't feel like I'm doing this because I have to or it's work. I'm doing this because I enjoy it. It's fun to see the guys get better. It's fun to have something for them to look forward to, to give them that big brother that they may not have like I didn't have. I didn't have any big brothers, to someone to kind of pour into me. So all of that stuff, I just have fun doing what I'm doing. And in that, everyone gets a little bit of something. I just think God has a purpose for everyone, and I'm fortunate enough to be able to get a peek into my purpose early. In the beginning of this, I was just doing it just to do it. You know what I mean? This didn't just start. A year ago, I was getting kids that I knew just to go to part and get some workouts in. And through that, and through learning and through improving, it just kind of worked. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It helped me know, okay, I'm doing this just to be out here and it's hot and I'm out here for 2-3 hours. Maybe this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah. I
You know
saw
what I
you
mean?
with 3 kids at first. It was a couple of years ago.
Hmm.
I think when you first started, it's 3 kids. You guys are all on the field. And you're just taking them out there and ground balls.
Hmm.
And you were I don't know, you were doing stuff that I'm like, I guess is what baseball guys
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
You were sitting on the tub, pulling out balls.
Yep.
You're doing different things with them, right? Which is pretty awesome. I'm like, all right. And you started developing. And then here we come. Yeah. I know Yes Sports.
Hmm.
Is that you or is that
So actually, yes, sports has been an ongoing business for years now. So my parents actually passed the torch on over to me maybe about a year and a half ago, and I've been, making it my own and making it work for me. But before that, they've kind of been, carrying the weight of going to and from different games, getting content, interviewing people. Way before, I started training. They were doing this while I was in high school. So this isn't new. Like
Gotcha.
this isn't new. This is just something that I've recently been, being more of a face of. But my parents did a lot of work in the background that kind of built a good foundation.
Oh, it sounds. Yep.
100%.
They established it. It's up to you to carry it on, type thing.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of
Absolutely.
so is it an entertainment brand? What is it?
Yeah, sports itself is more sports performance, and we've had a lot of great athletes come through the Yes Sports facility. Allen Graves being one of them. You guys know that he's been
Yeah.
drafted to the NBA, so that's one of our bigger names that have been through the Yes Sports facility. Yeah,
Okay.
Tajay Spears. He's also been to and from the Yes Sports facility. So we've had a lot of athletes that have went through the facility and been a part of what we have going on. It's been a journey, and I'm excited to kind of be more of the leading advocate for it.
So no, that's great.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's great.
So I saw you DJing.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
I
talk about
forgot I
that.
do that. Oh, if I wasn't coaching, I would be a professional. Well, I guess I am a professional DJ, but I would be doing it full time. I would really put that extra push to doing it more consistently.
So did you get into it and were you practicing? Do you practice with Ash?
So the way I got into DJing is we had a restaurant. So we took over the J. Rucker's building for about a year. We were a Keys House of Soul for a short period of time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were there for about a year. We took over the building and we did all types of events. So we were having this event. It was raining, and we didn't get the opportunity to book out a DJ. So we just kind of played music on the laptop. Crazy how things work. That's why
Yeah.
I say everything is for a purpose. Us being here is for a purpose. Anyway, not to get onto that, but it was a rainy day. I decided to set up some of the speakers that we had some basic speakers. It wasn't anything crazy, and we connected a aux cord to it and a laptop. That was literally it. I was just playing music, what I thought would be good,
Yeah.
just to kind of set the tone. And I was on the mic occasionally, and people seemed to have a good time while we were over there at the restaurant. There would be times where I'd do the dances with everyone when we were having music, so I felt like I was at home. So there ended up being a DJ in the restaurant at the time,
Oh wow.
and he
All right.
walks over to me. He was like, "Man, you should get a board. You should try it just to see." And that next night, you know what?
Why not?
Maybe I should.
Yeah, why not? Type thing.
So I went to Guitar Center in Baton Rouge and I bought my first mixer. It was a really, really small thing. I had no idea what I was doing, but I was just like, I'm just going to practice.
Figure it out.
Because we had made a flyer right after I decided I'm going to practice DJing.
So now you're in it.
Yeah, we made a flyer that I was going to host a college alumni party for like the kids my age, and we are going to have them come to the restaurant. I was going to DJ it. We had set the tone. We put up lights. We did all types of stuff. I ended up going to get speakers. My parents got me speakers, subs. I got the whole now. Like now I'm a DJ that does. But I figured it out. So that kind of started it. And then from there, as soon as I got my board, I went home and I just started doing stuff. And you know that voice in your head. It's like, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm doing this for a reason. I just kind of kept hearing that voice, and I just continued to practice. Just continue to just do small stuff. Not that I didn't get better overnight, but yeah, after I did that, we did the stuff at the restaurant, I DJ'd, and then it started to become a thing of, okay, kind of like this. I'm getting a feel for it. So I made an investment. I bought my next board, bought my set of speakers. Now I'm kind of, figuring that out a little bit more, learning how to do the basics, the transitions, the hot cues, figuring all that stuff out. You have mentors along the way, people that kind of pour into you, give you a little advice here and there. So after I done that, I started DJing small graduation parties and intimate parties for my family. And after that, they started liking the songs I was playing and the vibes I was giving. So, that makes you like something even more whenever you feel like you're good
you feel
at
like,
it.
yeah, exactly.
So I made another investment. I bought a more expensive board. And then, when you pour into yourself and you invest in yourself, you get that in return. So I noticed that it wasn't my skills, it was my equipment. So I got a little bit better because I could do more on my more expensive equipment. Just like you guys' mixer, this is a good mixer so you can hear yourself clearly, you can hear the mic, the small stuff makes a big difference. And I started getting booked. I started getting booked for events. I started getting booked for, parties, people calling, people wanting to, do more stuff with me behind the mixer. And whenever I wasn't doing stuff for other people, we would have parties. We would have parties at our own spot, and I'd host it more of an adult vibe. And I always used to get good reviews. So I mean, it all runs back to my foundation, which is drums. So it's easy for me to transition because it's a lot of anticipation, it's a lot of timing, it's a lot of stuff like that I was already doing. So I just had to figure out how to do it with my hands.
That's awesome.
Interesting.
That's awesome. Socially, I see that are you girlfriend?
Yes.
Boyfriend?
Girlfriend. Okay. Ah, come on, no. Yes, I have a girlfriend. I've been dating my girlfriend for going on 3 years now. I met her in Lafayette. You're saying about the ring?
So it only took 3 months, and you came back home, but you met a girl there too.
I did. I did. And honestly and truthfully,
what's her name?
Emily Grace.
Okay.
So she's from Lafayette. Originally, she's from China.
Wow.
So yeah, it was very fortunate that I met her. She kind of picked me out when we were at orientation, and she seen me, and she contacted me through Instagram, and it just kind of happened. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's how things work. But yeah, I ended up coming back. She's played a big part in my success as well.
That's
because
awesome.
There's not anything that I can't ask for or have her do that she doesn't do, or she rarely gives me pushback, even when she doesn't want to. Even from like a training perspective, whenever I need her to do some bookings for me, or I need her to keep some things in line for me that I don't have the time to take care of, she'll do it for me. So it's definitely a big help.
Is LJ in love?
I love her, yes.
Yeah.
In love.
What does that mean?
You love your parents.
In love?
You love your brother and sister.
Yes.
Because you have to. Why don't you tell me the story?
My wife told me, she was like, I'm the only person that chooses to love you. Your mom, like your family's gotta love you.
Yeah.
Your kids gotta love you. But she's the only person that chose to love me.
True.
So
that's a good take.
Yeah, you're in love. That's all right, dude.
Yeah, I know.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's great. That's great. I mean,
so she's always on the forefront of your mind.
I think she definitely played some part in my growth for sure. It's different being in a relationship versus not being in one. You have to learn how to compensate. You have to learn how to adjust and how to, swallow that big pill and, apologize when we don't want to.
To not be selfish.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's pretty mature.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like a 20-year-old, eyeballs sometimes like to wander.
I know they do. They do. Now, it's it's discipline.
There you go.
It's discipline
Mhm.
and it's biblical. Like if you really want to get into
I
it,
like it.
if
No.
you really want to get into it, I think that's another one of why her role has been so important, because I got to zone out of how I was and be like, man, my life really started to change once you focus on one person. Because obviously you have those lustful things that don't make you a better person. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And so that's kind of
That is awesome, man.
yeah.
That's awesome.
So rapid fire, no big discussion. Just
All
give
right.
me what you got right off the dome. All right.
Yeah.
If you could be a superhero, who would it be?
Flash.
Emoji you use the most.
The smiling emoji.
If you could have a new first name, what would it be?
Cash money.
That's a terrible first name. The place you would want to visit the most.
I've been hearing a lot of good things about Brazil.
If you could win an Olympic gold medal, what sport would it be in?
Swim.
There you go. Cat or a dog?
Dog.
Favorite book?
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Oh, that's not. Damn. There you go. That's a good one. Last one. Pineapple on pizza. Yes or no?
No.
Thank
Actually, I
God.
eat pizza with no cheese.
That's weird.
What?
No cheese. I'm weird like that. I get double meat. No
Why'd you
cheese.
say that for the
What?
weirdest thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so true.
We want to thank you for coming on. Okay.
I
So
thank you guys for having me.
So I want to explain the logo to you real quick. Our logo is a kettlebell with the 3 nails through it that represents Christ on the cross.
Very nice.
So that's why this faith, fatherhood. We brought you on because what you're doing in the community, which is pretty awesome. So we wanted to give you a patch, a couple of stickers.
Perfect. Thank you.
One more down there. Got it. And a kettlebell also with a couple of stickers in it.
Thank you.
And so you can
I'm going to put this up.
Put it paperweight, whatever you want to do. But no, thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing your experience. Thank you for really sharing with us. And we really appreciate it. And, we'll probably come back to you here in a year or two.
Absolutely.
And see where you're at.
Yeah.
See if you're married.
Yeah.
Maybe a kid is on the way. We'll see. We'll see.
You never know.
Where your program is at that point. So really excited about what you're doing in the community.
I'm excited as well.
And we really appreciate LJ for coming on tonight. Obviously, he's not a father, but he does do something that's near and dear to all of us hearts as dad, and he works with our children, and we really appreciate that. And people like him need to be spotlighted, especially young people who have initiative to take forward and do things with the youth and give his knowledge that he has about a game that he loves and things that he loves doing and create a level of discipline that we all hope to have, but we definitely want to instill in our children as they mature and become young adults. This whole conversation was based around positivity and discipline. And that's basically what LJ was saying. I mean, he exudes positivity. It's a thing that he prides himself on. And one of the biggest attributes that he tries to teach to his young students that come along the course and train with him and understand the things that it takes to be a successful athlete, all the while knowing that he's building a foundation for them to be a successful person as well. Yes Sports, that's the logo, that's the name. You can find him on his socials. We'll put all that stuff in the description as well. We genuinely appreciate him for coming on here. It's been a pleasure talking with. All right, we do appreciate everybody for joining us. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop us a comment below. Find us on Apple, Spotify, iTunes, anywhere that you get your podcast. But definitely hit the subscribe button for us. Doesn't take anything to do, doesn't cost anything, as Ray likes to say. And if there's something that you think is the most important thing when it comes to training, whether it be yourself or with your kids, discipline, positivity, whatever it may be, drop us a comment below. Let us know what you feel is the most important thing, especially working with young athletes. But nonetheless, we do thank you guys for joining us, and we appreciate LJ for joining us again. And until next time, we'll see you on
New Dad Order.